Hello, my friends. If we haven't met before, my name is Jen Daly, and I'm a therapist and a family coach. And that just means that I help kids and their grown-ups talk about their feelings and get along better and have an easier time of things. So today, I wanted to talk to you about something called a schedule or a routine. Now, I think today's video is going to be for everybody, but everybody should listen with their own ears. So grown-ups listen with grown-up ears, teenagers listen with teenage ears, kids listen with kid ears, okay? So one of the things that's really important for all of us to have, even on lazy days that go on forever, is some sort of routine. Now, I don't mean scheduling every second of the day. No way, Jose. I think that is a bad idea. What I do mean is trying to think about what's my rhythm and how can I make a routine that honors or takes care of my rhythm and who I am and how I like to be in the world. So I'm going to use myself as an example, okay? So I am somebody who does not like to do too many things in a day, but sometimes I do too many things in a day. So I like to think about, I have what I know that I need in the morning is I need some puttering time. And what it means to putter is to kind of wander around and like do little things here and drink my coffee and have my breakfast and walk my dog and, be lazy on my computer or whatever. And I actually need a lot of puttering time in the morning. I need like 2 full hours of puttering in the morning before I get started with whatever my tasks for the day are. Now, some people just spring out of bed and they're ready to get going, and other people need a long time to get their brains warmed up and ready to go. I'm one of those long time people. And it's not bad to be a long time person. You just have to know that about yourself. Okay, so if you need lots of kind of puttering, cozy, slow, whatever time in the morning, it's okay to have that, especially now because we don't have to do things too early. And I want to talk to you a little bit more about how to start creating the structure after that, the routine after that, because schools are closing or like ending. The online schools are ending very soon. If you go to a private school, maybe in the next week or two, and if you go to a public school in the next 2 to 4 weeks, those schools, at least in Massachusetts and most of the places that you guys who are watch from, it's happening in the next couple of weeks that our online schooling will be ending, okay? And I'm going to go by Massachusetts because that's where I live and I'm the most familiar with. It might be 12 weeks or more before camps can open up. So what are we going to do when we don't have the structure and support from the online school that helps us know what to do and like have things to do during the day? And before things like camp open up, right? If they even open up this summer, we really don't know the answer. In Massachusetts, they can open up in phase 3. When is phase 3? We don't know. We're just starting phase 1, right? There was like the pre-phases that we've already been in. Now we're just starting phase 1 this week and next week. Every phase is supposed to last at least 3 weeks and might be much longer. So there's a big, I don't know. So we've got to be able to figure out what our activities are going to be, what our routine is going to be. And it's really important that our routines honor our own personal rhythms. So I want you to think about, instead of hours and minutes of the day, I want you to think about like blocks of time. So what I mean by blocks of time is thinking about like, right, so I've got my morning puttering block, and that for me on a weekday work day ends at about 8:45. I hop in the shower and then I get ready for work. So I have that time. And then I have like my morning activity block. Then I have my lunch and rest block. Then I have my early afternoon, my late afternoon, and then my evening block. So I've basically got four activity blocks. Like I don't need to schedule in, well, I do put in my schedule lunch and dinner because I know that if I don't, sometimes I work too much. But it's basically like, what am I going to do in my morning blocks? What am I going to do in my right after lunch blocks? And then what am I going to do between like snack and dinner time blocks? And then what I'm going to do after dinner. So thinking about blocks like that. So this morning, right, my activity blocks are going to be making my videos and doing my emails, and I'm going to see a couple of my clients this morning. Then I'm going to have a lunch and rest break. Then I've got my early afternoon block, which is seeing more clients, and then my later afternoon block that is seeing more clients. Then I'm going to have some dinner, And then my evening block is actually, if I'm lucky, my neighbor is letting me borrow something called a pole saw, and I have to cut down some branches. So that's going to be my evening block before it gets dark out. Okay, so do you see how there's just like kind of one thing I'm thinking about per block? So maybe you are somebody who is a teenager and having a hard time figuring out kind of how am I gonna like manage my time. So maybe your morning block actually before like traditional lunchtime is gonna be sleeping and puttering, because that's what most teenagers do naturally in the morning hours until 10 or noon or something like that. And maybe your early afternoon block is going to be like, I don't know, doing some schoolwork or working on projects that you're interested in, right? Like maybe you want to, I don't know, learn how to throw knives. So you're going to practice your throwing knife skills. Or maybe you are learning to play the ukulele. So you're going to spend your early afternoon block playing the ukulele. Then maybe in the afternoon, because you did that, what you really want to do is hang out online with your friends playing video games. So that's your early afternoon block. And you guys know that your parents are like really into watching, of having dinner together, right? So then you have dinner together. And then what your evening block is probably, your like after dinner evening block until you go to bed is probably going to be online with your friends again. But do you see how there's like a rhythm to your day in there, right? There's like, these are the things I do in chunks of time. And so if you have littler kids, maybe it's a Saturday and you don't have to work and you've got a littler kid, maybe that morning block on a Saturday is going to be, we're going to go for a hike or an exploration, or we're going to do chores in the yard or chores in the house, or play board games or whatever. And then maybe the afternoon lunch block is going to be something, the after lunch, early afternoon block might be some like quiet resting time at home if you did some big body stuff. And maybe you're back outside again for the, later afternoon block, and then settling down for, movies and shows or, snuggles or quiet things after dinner. Establishing that basic rhythm of like morning block, early afternoon and later afternoon block, evening block, means that you're never going to schedule too many things to do or try to pack it all in, but you also don't have these like blobs of days that just seem to like run into themselves forever. So that's the basics of how you set up a routine that really honors your own rhythm. Okay? So I'm really interested in what kind of rhythm is your family's. Are you guys up early and going? Are you guys like slow in your PJs for a long time? Because knowing what you are is great. Because it's no judgment, right? Whatever way your rhythm is awesome because it's your rhythm. And it can't be a wrong rhythm because it's your rhythm. So if you can develop a routine that honors your rhythm, your grown-up's rhythm, or your kid's rhythm, then you can really start to get into something called flow, which is where the days seem to get a little bit easier. It is very hard to try and maintain a school routine at home, or a routine that is so scheduled like school normally is, or structured. What I'm actually proposing is much closer to what a camp schedule looks like. When you're in camp, you don't go to class to class to class to class to class every 45 minutes or hour. You tend to spend 2 or 3 hours at the lake, or 2 or 3 hours in arts and crafts, right? There's a more gentle flow. There's a more natural rhythm to doing those things at like a summer camp. So that is my advice for you guys today on how to create a routine that really honors and respects the unique rhythms of you and your family. So thank you so much for watching. If this was helpful, please consider sharing this video with others. And if you'd like to find out more about me, please visit my website, jendailylicsw.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.